I have the opportunity this summer to give back a day, and I'm glad that I'm doing it.
It helps people help themselves, and I think that's why so many people like to be involved with it.
I do it because I get a great deal of satisfaction.
Why Habitat? Because I think they have the right idea.
It takes a lot of volunteers. Almost 3,000 volunteers a year will come through this organization to help us fulfill our mission.
You can be somebody who needs community hours for school. You can be somebody who has skills.
I'm a teacher, usually, and compared to teaching, it's very easy to see what I've done at the end of the day here.
None of us are experts in any of these, but we work as a team and we'll figure it out how to do it. It's awesome, it's great.
So the idea of doing something sort of more hands-on and practical really appealed to me.
As an architecture student, I don't often get the opportunity to visit an actual job site under construction. So I thought this was a really great opportunity to learn more about the building process.
People from our church were getting involved, and I sort of looked at it and said, yeah, that's something I think I could do.
We have volunteers who volunteer in both of our restores. We have volunteers that help in the office. We have volunteers who man booths for us at trade shows. And we have volunteers. Our committees of the board are all made up of volunteers.
I find the comradeship between the volunteers is really interesting.
I'm here today because I had volunteered for Habitat for Humanity many years ago. I had participated in organizing the end parties, and I just really wanted to get back into helping out.
This morning I was doing all the statistics for the restore, and then I was volunteered mainly for the volunteer coordinator.
But you know, I think you develop more friendships. You get you're more out of it. I think, not other than just the build. You get to meet people, and you get to talk to people, and you get to experience why those people are doing it as well.
They were looking for a volunteer to help out with their annual gala, Stiltos and Stilettos. So I'm volunteering my time to help organize the gala.
You know, Habitat really is a community inside a community. It's driven by our board of directors and by the 9 committees that all work very hard to make sure that we have policies and procedures and everything that's important to make an organization run well.
I'm on the build committee with a bunch of other people where we're looking at what kinds of things should we do for Habitat as far as the builds.
My first selection was to work with the Family Selection Committee. That was something that I did have an interest in, and I have a background in working with people, so that was something that was high on my agenda.
Being a volunteer on the Family Selection Committee is probably the hardest volunteer role at Habitat for Humanity, because you have to be as impartial and objective as possible, but at the same time you have to be compassionate.
Well, as a family partner, once a family is selected, usually two of us, will be assigned to the family. And our primary job is to help them prepare for their new home.
I just really like it. The family partnering committee that I sit on is a really nice committee with a lot of very dedicated people. Some people have been there a lot longer than I have. So
I also serve on a couple of committees to represent volunteers on the build committee and on the restore committee. And I also volunteer on the builds themselves. So
without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. They are really the backbone of the organization.
Well, it's going to be awesome to know that I had a little piece of their happiness now.
Just excited to see the home and knowing that somebody's really going to be benefiting from it.
You know, it's really nice to see these families having a nice home, nice secure place to live.
It's neat to know that, at one point or another I helped contribute to that house.
At the end of the day, you look at a house and you realize, hey, I've contributed to that.
It's going to be really cool seeing how many kids are growing up here as part of this community now.